Hello, this is Nick Anderson, Senior Customer Success Manager with DoControl. For this video, we are going to be doing an overview of our PII file scanning functionality within workflows. To give you additional context, we are going to be using a use case of when users share with collaborators outside of our trusted domains. In this case, especially for higher risk users or sensitive information, we want to be extra delicate about how we're doing the sharing. So for DoControl, we allow the additional functionality of doing PII file scans on the content of a document before it gets sent out. So we'll be discussing the PII file scan action as well as the conditional action for this video. Let's begin. So within the PII file scan, this is a tool that you can find within the query action on the left-hand side. Drag and drop it into the workflow and ensure that it is linked up with the trigger as well as the following conditional. Within the PII file scan, we can give the action a name. In this case, we have scan for PII. We can choose the app in which this asset is coming from. I have chosen Google Drive. And then asset ID, this should be defaulted to get document ID. We recommend it remains document ID. Then you will choose which PII labels you are interested in scanning for. For this document, we're looking for passwords. I'll go ahead and I'll also include bank account number, and then maybe I'm also worried about credit card number. So I have 3 different forms of PII that I want to scan for in this particular instance. The next step would then be to include a conditional step, which you'll find under flow control. Go ahead, drag and drop that into the canvas, and we'll go ahead and click on conditional. Now this is going to be taking output from the PII file scan step, and it is going to be measuring it against confidence thresholds for PII. So here the action name is if probability is high, remove public. So in the conditions, I'm going to open the advanced event query, and you'll see we have several pre-built macros ready to go. In this case, we did password probability. So I'll go ahead and I'll cancel this one. So this is password probability is greater than or equal to an 85% confidence threshold. And please note when you do confidence thresholds in percentages, we denote them as decimals. So now in this one, we're going to include an OR statement. So if it includes a credit card number probability, I'm going to go ahead and click done. I want that to also be greater than or equal to 0.85. Or because I also chose to do bank account numbers, I'm going to add one more statement in this instance. Now you can go ahead and type out the entire expression here, input tasks. But what might be an even easier trick in this case is if we go ahead and let's just use credit card number probability, for example. You'll see here that we have credit underscore debit underscore number dot probability. What we can do is we can go into the schema here on the left-hand side and we can look for these different PII labels, and we wanted bank account number. So if I go ahead and I copy bank account number and simply replace credit debit number here, I can then go ahead and click done. And now I have a query expression for something we did not have a macro for, and I want to include a confidence threshold of 90% or greater. Now, within this workflow, we have the trigger event. So someone is sharing with someone outside of our trusted domains. We have DoControl run a PII file scan. And then if the output of that scan meets any of these thresholds, we can take 2 actions. So if it does not meet those thresholds, we allow the share and we simply end the execution of this workflow. But if we meet any of these thresholds and the document is found to have PII, what we can do is filter out these users not in the trusted domain, and we can remove the collaborators from this instance. And you'll see here, we also notify by email to the actor, letting them know that we found PII in the scan, and we have removed the collaborator in this instance. If you have any questions on the PII file scan, the conditional, or any steps within this workflow, or identifying use cases for PII file scans, please reach out to your customer success manager. We are happy to help you out with use cases. Thanks. Have a good one.